Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's great to hang out with you again here today. My name is Tim Schmoyer. I'm the host here at Video Creators, and we got a great discussion coming up as our final episode of this season of Video Entrepreneurs, number 12. We're going to talk about how we as full-time YouTubers set goals, hopefully achieve them, and start seeing success on YouTube around our channels and the business here. And so we are going to have a great discussion. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys here today. We've got a few things to talk about first of all before we jump into that. First of all, since this is our last episode of this first season, I'm calling it, in the description of this video below, there's a little link to a survey. I would appreciate if you guys could just take, I think it should take you about 2.5 minutes. Probably less if you just don't do any of the typing stuff. Just check the boxes. It'll take you about 30 seconds. But if you don't mind filling that out, clicking that link down there, that'll give me some great feedback from you guys to know what's valuable, what's not valuable, how can I improve it, and really help make this time as beneficial for you guys as possible. So that link is down there in the description below. And also, before we jump in and talk to Steve, who's in the hot seat, remember, you guys can find links to all their channels. They're also in the description below this video. You can go check them out. You can go subscribe. If you like someone on here better than someone else, you can unsubscribe from someone's channel, subscribe to another. But, I mean, don't do that. You can subscribe to all this down there. So, good to see all you guys. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Rishi. Hey, Jose. Hey, Toy Replay. Tamara. Awesome. This is going to be great. So, let's, first of all, before we get into all this with you guys, I really want to thank this week's sponsor, and it is audioblocks.com. And I know anyone who is a YouTube creator, one of the things you need most is background music that you can use royalty free on YouTube and not get in trouble for it and get takedowns and strikes and things like that. I like Audioblocks because it's an annual fee, one-time subscription, and you get access to their entire library of music, of sound effects, of audio loops, unlimited downloads. And the other cool thing is that once you download a track, it's yours to keep forever. You don't have to keep paying a perpetual license to use it over and over again in the future or anything like that if you don't want to. It's unlimited downloads. They continuously update it, 100% royalty free, and you can keep and use the tracks forever, even if you are no longer an active subscriber to their website. And so you guys, there's a link in the description below of this video that'll give you a special deal. Normally it's like $79 a month for access to their audio library. But that link in the description below will give you guys a special offer of $99 for an entire year of access to Audioblocks. So check it out. I love it. It's where I go to get most of the music that I use for video creators, my family stuff, and other things. One little thing that you guys should know about, and this usually comes up in the comments and in the chat here, is that you guys who use this service, I know a lot of you love it. One thing is that sometimes the tracks will get flagged by Content ID. That has nothing to do with Audioblocks. It has to do with the composer and everything. But you do have a license. Whenever that happens to me, which isn't all the time, but when it does happen, I usually submit an appeal on YouTube, and it's approved by AdRev, which is who manages it, within like 24 hours. So it hasn't been a big deal for me at all. So check them out. I love them. You guys can use them also. And thank you, Audioblocks, for sponsoring this episode. So we've got a great discussion. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, you can also tweet me. So tweet me at Tim Schmoyer, and topics that are relevant, comments that are relevant to this discussion here, and be happy to feature you guys down here at the bottom, and let you guys give some feedback here visually as well. But Steve, hello, welcome back, and everybody else, Lindsay, Amy, Clintus, Evan.
Good morning.
Are you guys sad this is our last one, or?
It went way, way fast.
It did.
It was fun.
Well, that means it was good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. So, Steve, remind us of what your goals were last time you were in the hot seat and what kind of progress you've made on those first.
Yeah, last time we discussed brand deals and how to expand those beyond the single shot deals per video. And that very day, I was contacting one of my advertisers, and we actually worked out an expanded brand deal, which is really good because it includes things like Facebook and starting to get more of a video presence in Facebook without yet creating content for Facebook. I'm still not quite there on that, but we are creating videos exclusively for that relate to my YouTube videos. That and then other ad opportunities on my website. And so we're just kind of working on a whole package deal and just really trying to grow brands beyond one-time shot into a more long-term relationship.
Right. Okay. Cool. Well, glad it's working out for you. How can we help you here today?
So since this is the final show in the series, I thought it would be good to discuss channel goals and how we define success as we move forward. And are there numbers or analytics we can apply to this? And because, at first, we all seem to want to look at subscriber numbers for success. I remember when I started, I was thinking that just to get 1,000 subscribers would be amazing. And, especially because I wasn't really even trying at that point. But then once I got more serious about the channel, I saw channels with 100,000 subscribers. And I thought, well, that is the benchmark of success right there. Once you get 100,000 subscribers, you are successful.
Yeah.
Of course, those are just round numbers. And I didn't feel successful when I got 100,000 subscribers. And I didn't feel any different.
They probably weren't even sending out the play buttons back then either, were they?
No.
Aw, poor Steve.
Plus we know that a lot of people use the subscribe button just for liking videos or for whatever reason. So really, we kind of come to learn that subscribers really isn't a good benchmark for your success, and that your actual viewers are a fraction of that subscriber. So yeah, I wonder, is maybe just video views, is that a better goal to set, or can we set multiple goals for how many actual views we're getting on our videos?
Yeah.
We could do like income level, but that we all know that's kind of an elusive goal that you're always just going to be chasing. And how do you really define success?
You can always use more income, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you have 6 kids ages 6 and under. Let me tell you.
Exactly. So I think that the overall goal for my channel and brand has always been to inspire and motivate people. And of course, I hear from people who tell me just that my videos have motivated them. But how do you really analyze that? How do you put numbers on that? It's all just anecdotal. I hear from people. So I guess what I want to put out to you is, what kind of common types of goals can all creators strive for, whether you have 100 subscribers or even 1 million subscribers?
Yeah. Good cue. Do we have any A's?
I think a goal is to have fun, enjoy what you're doing, constantly challenge yourself so that you're making it interesting for you. Because if you're having fun and you're interested in what you're doing, your audience will come and your audience will enjoy it. And, you might try something that flops and you'll hear about it. They will not be shy about letting you know that they don't care for that. But you have to keep it interesting for you. And that will make the watch time increase. That'll make the views increase. If you're not into it, if you're not having fun, the views will go down. People will know. You have to be extremely authentic on YouTube. And if you're not having fun, you might as well go sell cars, I think,
She doesn't like sales.
That's a great alternative. That is the other one. Okay.
Well, I think having fun definitely is important, and that really shows through on anybody's videos. And that's always kind of the background goal, is to keep this interesting. I mean, that's why we're doing it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Evan. You look like you want to say
something. I mean, it's an interesting question, because I've always had a goal. I'm a competitive person, so I like having something to strive towards. When I joined my agency, there was a guy who was ahead of me on YouTube. It's like, I'm going to beat that guy. I'm gonna get above that guy, and that was my goal. And that was it. Like, I lived for beating him in subscribers, and I passed him. And now it's like, once you reach your goal, it's a little bit of a letdown. Like, oh, I hit my goal. Like, oh, now I need a new goal. So now, I want to get 1 million subscribers. So that's the path that I'm on. But at the same time, I think having like a good micro goal is having always injecting some creativity into your channel. Tim's talked about this on his before. We felt a little bit of a lag and slow down, just like boxed himself in and kept doing the same thing. And then it got boring. And so for him, not necessarily for the audience, but for him, for the creator, and I think he can easily fall into the rut of doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and always having something to challenge yourself and grow with. So, whatever, as you grow as a human being, as an individual, you want your channel to grow along with you, or you're going to feel more and more disconnected and feel more like it's a grind. Then that having that numbers goal doesn't really make a huge difference, because you're bored and not happy with what you're doing.
Yeah. So I think about this in a few different ways. You talk about goals, like, so the way I think about it is I have, and this is the way I work, I don't know if it's the way you guys work or not, but I have like big picture, like mission goal. Like, this is my mission. This is why I'm doing this. This is why this matters. This is the value I want to bring to the world. This is the impact I wanted to have in people's lives. Like, that's always kind of like where I start. And then the money thing, the business thing, the views, the subscribers, all the analytics, to me, go to serve that mission. Like, that's the goal. So for me, it's not like about trying to build a YouTube channel just for the sake of building a YouTube channel. It's not about building a YouTube channel just to increase more sales so I can make more money. Like, money, I feel, is like a terrible goal. I think money makes a great tool, but that also plays into like why I started mission, so I know other people might disagree with that, and that's fine. And so to me, like, what's my mission? Why does this matter? What am I doing? And so one of the questions I ask myself is what types of stories do I want to hear from people as a result of this work or this energy I'm investing or whatever? Like, what types of stories do I want to hear? Do I want to hear stories about like, hey Tim, I grew my YouTube channel from 0 to 1,000 subscribers in 10 weeks. Thank you so much. I get excited about that. I'm happy for them. Do I want to hear stories of like, hey Tim, I grew my channel from 0 to 1,000 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers in 10 weeks, and this person didn't commit suicide as a result. This marriage is healed. This person who was on disability, now like I'm off disability because my YouTube channel is supporting me. Or these are all actual stories I've heard, like from just video creators and movies and stuff. I didn't grow up with a mom and dad, and now I'm engaged right now, and I feel like I can be a better parent because I've watched your videos. I'm dyslexic and I have reading disability, but I started following your advice, Tim. My channel started growing, and because of all the comments I was getting, I was forced to learn how to read and interact with these people, and now I have full confidence and I'm employable now, and blah blah blah. Like, all those, like, those are the stories I want to hear. That makes it like energize me about why this matters. And so when you talk about goals, like, that's kind of like where my mind goes first, and then the next goals beneath that are like, okay, well, what do I need to put in place to reach that goal? I'll stop preaching, but does that make sense? That's where I'm at. So I don't know.
What have your goals been, Steve?
Well, the goals have really just been to grow the channel. And again, I've been looking at viewer numbers, subscriber numbers, and I just kind of think, well, every time I reach one of those goals, I don't exactly feel as though I'm any more successful than I was before. And then so I look inward, like what Tim was talking about, how those are the personal goals of my channel to actually inspire and motivate people. And those, obviously those are the goals that I really strive for, but they're hard to measure because it's just all anecdotal, and it's just people who actually take the effort to contact me about it, rather than the people who I don't hear from, who I may have inspired, but they don't leave a comment, or they don't get a hold of me or anything like that. So
most people tell you when they don't like something, but they don't tell you when they do like something.
Right, exactly. So what kind of a yardstick do you use to measure that sort of success?
And the funny thing is that I think it goes back to what Tim was saying. I think there's the mission statement for everything you're doing, but there's also like mini missions within that. If those other goals, let's say, the goal is to hear more feedback, more positive, life-changing feedback, or the goal is to hit 1 million subscribers, or the goal is to have a certain amount of watch time. Every single goal needs to have its why. And I think that's why you reach these arbitrary goals. And then it's like, great, that happened. but there wasn't like a why connected to it. So it's not, it's even hard to just like cheers yourself to it because you're like, what, but why was that important to me? So I think in the same way that the entire effort, I'm not going to say channel, like your entire effort, like why you're here, why your business is what it is, why your presence is what it is, why your YouTube channel is what it is. It kind of just is a trickle down effect. So everything needs to have its own little mission statement, because if hitting 1 million subscribers means that it's because of X, like that's going to probably, X is going to be the thing that's actually going to be probably more fulfilling in terms of meeting a metric. And I actually wonder, do you have any sort of like, it doesn't have to be like a shtick, but like just like a call to action that's very like attached to your brand, so that everybody knows when they are watching your video, maybe there's something at the end that's like, you know, how has this, you know, small win or doing something or following this tutorial and actually getting it done, how has this made a small change in your life, or how has this made you happier? Or, you know, instead of just waiting to be contacted, maybe you let people know, you invite the fact that their small wins are massive to you. And I think that would be really interesting. I just finished, of course, I said happy and happiness and all this kind of stuff. I just finished reading The Happiness Project, and I talked about Gretchen Rubin, I think, last time. But what's funny is like how much she integrated the comments from the blog that inspired the book into the book, so that she's talking about how she sings in the shower and that makes her happier every day. But like small things like that, she would ask her audience, like, what are you doing that's small that you could be doing to make your life a little bit better? And just enormous passages in the comments. And I think that might actually, if nothing else, it doesn't have to be content for you. It just might be that why that you're looking for that's going to make those metrics make more sense when this is a passion project.
That is a great suggestion, actually, because I don't think I ask people enough of, you know, what is this actually?
I'm just saying, because I could totally picture you at the end of a video going like, you know, how did this change your life today? Or like, maybe not so significant, but like, that's what I'm going for. That I think that when you ask the right questions, it's especially because we're all experienced YouTubers, and as often as we hear people say how afraid they are of the YouTube comments, we know how special they can be, and it's because of questions like that.
I actually, I made a whole dedicated video when I was putting my media kit together. Thanks to you guys for your help, whatever episode that was earlier. For Schmovies.
I think that was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it might have been. Full circle. But I asked them, I made a video just asking, it was like a 2-minute video. Why do you watch us? What difference does this make in your life? And I got more comments on that video than like I normally get on a video. And like Dana, my wife, started like crying, reading some of them and stuff. We're like, we were totally re-energized and reminded this is why this matters and what we're doing. So
yeah.
It does. And when you get those kind of comments, and again, whenever I do read those, there are some that can affect me deeply, you know, when people actually let you know that you are having an impact on their life.
Yeah.
Steve, just to that point, Tim's Wordworking in the comments, who's been a loyal viewer all these 12 weeks, wrote in to say, Steve, you inspired me to start my channel.
Oh, cool.
But like, do you have any impact? And it's interesting that you said you don't feel more successful after you hit 100,000 and when you hit 1,000, and now you're like 600,000 almost. The comments have to have gone up. Like the stories have to have gone up. The impact, like, I don't know why you started this channel. You probably do, but to help others, the feedback has to have gone up from 100 subscribers to 600,000. So how is that you're not feeling more successful or not feeling like you're having an impact as you've grown?
Yeah, I don't even really know how to describe that. It's a matter of reaching just arbitrary goals, and then when I get to those goals, thinking, well, life is no different. I mean, I don't know why we want to celebrate round numbers, 100,000, but not 101,000. Or, you know, it's just these are just milestones that we mark, but they're not really, I don't think, credible goals, you know, in the big picture.
They're kind of fleeting. Or you get there and then you're like, okay, now what?
Right. And I would say, you know, especially for new YouTubers, that seems to be, I can look in the comments and I can see them saying how, you know, I would just love to get to 1,000 subscribers. And everything is really focused on those subscriber numbers. And I think to what Tim and Evan were saying is the subscriber numbers are really just kind of a byproduct of what you're doing. And so if you focus more on what you're doing, then the subscribers will follow.
Yeah, I think they make it like a result rather than the goal, like the result of something else. But
are you still,
go ahead.
are you still happy with your channel, Steve?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Love my channel. I have so many plans for the channel. I wish I had more hours in the day to devote to it, really.
Do you have any off YouTube goals, Steve? Like book publishing or magazine publishing or online classes or anything like that?
Books, definitely. Again, it's one of those things. And this is something I've talked to people about this before. It seems like everybody has a book they want to write, but most of us say the same thing. I just can't find the time to do it. And I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I really do need to find time, because that is one of the goals that I set for myself last year. I didn't make it. And I set for myself this year, and I haven't even gotten started.
Sounds like a topic for another session.
You know what's funny is I'm in the same place as you, Steve. Like I'm taking very small steps to write a book, but it's still just not quite there yet. And I also sort of integrate, my outline for a book starts, and then I use that information to build out my keynotes so that I speak and I can kind of test this idea of what's going to be in the book in front of live audiences. So there's a process that goes into this, but I still feel like it's so unnatural to write a book. It feels like I should be creating a movie, not writing a book, because I make videos. I don't write a blog, So it's like, I think it's kind of funny how like the video creators are trying to make time to write a book, and it's not like you can't do it, and it's not like there's not a way to do it, but I feel like what holds me up is I'm gonna have to like dictate a book or make a video and like have somebody dictate it or something if it's gonna eventually come out.
It's just setting the time though. Like you put it in your calendar, right? Just like everybody watching who's maybe a part-time YouTuber is like, I can't find the time to do YouTube videos. Like Steve, you found the time to be part of this mastermind. Every week you're on this call,
exactly.
Half an hour plus time at the beginning, plus time at the end. That could be book writing time if it was important enough priority. Not that we don't love you here and we miss you, but like this is not time you're spending making videos. So that could be, you just got to put it in. Like Tuesdays is now my book writing day, and I'm on week 40 something of my book writing process with Penguin Random House, and that's what I do. Just set aside a day a week and focus on the book.
Yeah. How about actual like number goals? You guys do that? I mean, I know we talked about how fleeting and arbitrary that is, but Clintus or anybody, do you guys ever like? Because I just did that for the first time, honestly, with my Schmovies channel. I want by the end of the year, 100,000 subscribers and 5 million monthly views. That's what I'm aiming for. But to me, again, that's not like the goal is like, oh, that's where I want to get to, then I'll consider myself successful. It's like, can you imagine, like me and my wife talking, can you imagine if we were reaching and impacting 5 million people every month? Like, how many marriages and families and parenting and like, how many, like, what difference that would make in the world? That's kind of like the motivation. So it still comes back to the mission, but to put some hard stats to it to give us some motivation and like, all right, this is what we got to hustle to get here. I think it's good for that purpose, but that's, I don't know. Do you guys do that or not really?
I do. Again, it's like I'm the number one in my industry now, small business. So now it's like, okay, well, who's the next? There's nobody. It's like next you're going to personal development kind of thing. So that was a bit of a letdown, but now it's a million subs. Clintus, I don't know what your goal is for your channel. You got 2 channels.
Yeah, see that, and that's the thing too. Like my goal and the why to what Amy was saying. That was a great. Like that's the end of it. That's all of it right there. It's kind of changed over time. My channel will be 10 years old in July, and so originally it was just sweet. And I have another way of expressing myself, and I'd rather talk than type, right? So that's what video blog started. Then the partner program came out, and it was like, oh, cool. Now you can actually make money from doing these videos. Well, that's my next goal. Is I want to be inducted in the partner program to start making income, because then I can start making more money, right? And getting paid for what I'm doing, what I love. And then that happened. Then it was like, okay, cool. Now I want to grow an audience and grow the revenue enough to subsidize my work so that I could quit my job and go do what I really want to do, because I had this extra income. And I don't have to worry about like the pay scale at first, right? I can get that entry level position because I got this other income. And then that happened. And then my goal changed again because it was like, okay, well, now that I'm doing this full time and YouTube pays my bills, now I have all the time to do anything. I don't have to do that one thing that I originally thought I was going to do. And now it's at the point now where like I just want to spend time with my family as much as I can while the kids are younger, time with my wife. And now I have a second channel that I put a lot more time into to try to grow that up, to have almost like two verticals, 2 audiences, 2 revenue streams. And, the balance, it's the balancing act between the two, right? Because this is the conversation we had last week when I was in the hot seat, was managing the time and making sure that I don't lose focus of my first channel by putting all my effort and time into my second channel. So the goals, right? The goals and the whys, my Clintus TV channel is kind of like, it's just running, right? It's running. And right now I don't have a goal. My goal is to maintain the channel growth. It is continuing to grow. But I don't have a set plan in place. I don't have things going right now because my goal, my effort is on my other channel and to get that up. Right. And, the 100,000 subscribers mark is kind of like I guess that's the goal. But at the end of the day, we all know, we've said this numerous times, subscribers don't necessarily mean success. Subscribers don't really mean views and income, right? We've seen channels with huge subscriber numbers but low view counts because they had one viral sensation, and you've got channels that get just tons and tons of views, but they're not converting to subs.
Yeah.
So numbers are arbitrary. It's a personal goal. Like Tim just said, everyone has these personal goals in their head they want to try to get to, but unless you have that, okay, once I get there, this is what's going to happen. When I hit this is going to happen. Right? Last year I had a goal of 100,000 subscribers on this channel. And when I hit that, I was going to go buy a dirt bike. And so that was incentive for my audience to share my channel and to help me get there. And the day I hit 100,000 subscribers, I went out and bought a life-size version of this.
I was going to say, is that what you bought?
Yeah.
For those who are listening to the audio podcast, it was a mini bike.
But that was the goal, and that was the why. And then the why, right? So was that I would ride the bike and make more videos on the channel, which is what everyone was coming for in the first place. So
to that point, I've been doing my media kit for Schmovies, or for video creators also, and I was surprised exactly what you said there, Clintus, is that I make the majority of my income from this channel at video creators, and my monthly reach here is only about 600,000, about 160-some thousand subscribers, and it earns enough money to support me and my family and a small team of us, right? Conversely, my family's channel only has like 40-some thousand subscribers, and it's getting I think our reach there is close to 2 million, so over double what video creators reaches. But my income from that is like so small compared to video creators. So the numbers as far as like subscribers, views, and money, people try to put equals between all those things, is totally not true. And if you need an example of it, like just look at this. Video creators generates over 6 figures a year, and 600,000 monthly reach with 160,000 subscribers, versus Schmovies with about 40,000 subscribers, almost 2 million reach, and I think AdSense revenue from that is about like $1,400 a month. So, so it's, the numbers don't all equal up. People just think, if I get more views or more subscribers, then equal more money, which can be true. But if you have a different business model, if it's not based on AdSense, you have a business model, it doesn't have to. You could actually be earning significantly more, depending on how you do the math and everything. But
and that's the thing too. People ask all the time, well, how many subscribers do I need to be full time? How many views do I need to be full time? Right. There's so many variables. We have no control over AdSense and the ads that are presented to us. We don't have any control of where people are watching and viewing from. The ads are served in different locations. I think nowadays they're served in almost every location, but for years they were only available on desktop, right? There was no mobile ads. There was no TV and like console ads. Over the years, YouTube's gotten better at that and serving more ads. So ad revenue has gone up, but we just don't have any control of that. I mean, you get 10 million views a month, but if only 4 million of them are monetized, there's a big gap there. There's a big change. So to Tim's point, that's the thing, that there's no magical number.
No,
obviously the higher the numbers go, the more chances and more the odds are in your favor that you're going to get that revenue and get those views. Everything goes up, which is why we're always striving for more, but there is no magical number.
No, and I was kind of surprised that my numbers were that low on video creators, actually, to be honest. Yeah.
Does YouTube pay different amounts for different genres? Because I think like how-to and DIY, like video creators, and most of our channels are how-to. Well, Clint is a family vlogger, like Schmovies would be, but I think how-to channels may garner a little bit higher of an ad revenue than.
Yeah, I also think it has to do just as a pure guess on demographics too, and how many people are willing to click on ads.
I have a video about that.
Purchasing, buying range, of adults.
Agreed. Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
Yeah. As an indicator, look at the Google AdWords tool, just to get a sense of the competition in the range. Like if you're starting a new recipe cooking channel, you could get tons of views but make nothing because nobody's spending money on recipe cooking video. Advertisers don't want to be there. Where if you have a channel about insurance, super boring, but you could have 100 views and make way more money than somebody who's got thousands on a cooking channel.
Right.
Because that's where advertisers are spending money.
But what I tell people is don't chase the ad revenue. Like let's take that as passive income, but build a business that lets you have a team of 5 people who work for you on a successful channel and only getting 600,000 views a month. If I was just relying on AdSense, I would be making, I don't know, like it would be less than 4 figures. It would be in the hundreds, I would assume. I haven't looked at my AdSense because I don't really care about it that much. So I haven't even looked to see what it's at. But do the business. And you guys in chat, I see you talking about that too. You got it right. So.
Yeah, I think AdSense is just a good way to kind of get yourself going and realizing that you can earn some income on YouTube, but then you can't just rely on that. You have to move on to other ways of monetizing your channel.
Yeah, cool. Steve, do you have any follow-up goals that you're going to set for yourself after a conversation about goals?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do what Amy suggested, and I'm going to start asking questions on some of my videos and see if I can get some direct feedback. So thanks for that, Amy. That's a great.
I can't wait to see the result of that. I think that's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't mind emailing it to us, we'd love those of us here in the group anyway. I'd love to see that when it comes out.
Cool.
So you guys who are in the chat, again, there's a link in the description here. I want you to fill out the survey. This is our last episode of Video Entrepreneurs for this season. I'm thinking about doing season 2, but I want some feedback from you guys. So it should take you less than 2 minutes to fill out the survey. The link is in the description. Fill it out. Give me your feedback. You don't even have to give me your name or email. It's just like a quick, couple things to click and give me your opinion. And Bothered3 just subbed to you, Clintus. Look at that. Got a new subscriber. So you guys fill that out. Give me your feedback. Let me know how to improve this for you guys for season 2. It would be awesome. And is there any last things that you guys wanted to say to everybody before you take off? Besides,
this was so fun.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. I was just going to say
thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Tim, and thank you for everybody in the chat that's been following along all these weeks. I recognize the names on there, and unfortunately, it's really hard for me to do that multitasking. Evan is the king at it.
I don't know how he does
really.
it.
I just tune you guys out,
Well, that's one thing that I want to do differently next time, just based on Clintus. You and I have talked about this, and Evan, you and I have a little bit too, about making it more interactive with you guys in the chat for season 2. Because right now you guys come, hang out, watch us talk, and if we can get comments into the chat while we're here, it's kind of like an accident rather than a intentional thing. So I want to figure out how to do that and still keep the replay value of this valuable for people too. But we'll figure it out. So thank you guys.
Hire an editor, Tim. Hire an editor.
An editor. I have an editor on my team. She's awesome. Julia's great. I might need to hire like a moderator or something. I don't know what I'll do for the for this, but we'll figure it out. And if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe to Video Creators. We're all about helping you guys grow your YouTube channel, not just to earn money, not just to get more views, but to accomplish whatever your mission is, whatever your big, hairy, audacious goal. If you read Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, I think that's what that's from. Your big, hairy, audacious goal, what is that? We want to help you guys achieve that by using YouTube, if that makes sense for you or not. And also, if you want to hear the audio recording of this or catch up on previous episodes, this goes into iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. You can find it at all those places there, and it'd be great to. It's also I post other like video creators podcasts there that aren't related to this usually. Some bonus content from these own episodes, because sometimes we just stay on the call and keep talking, and then I just record it, and then I tell them that I recorded them later, and then I get their permission to repost it. So check all those out down there below. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys again. If you want to get an email notification about season 2, if that becomes a thing, you get more details about that, make sure you're on the email list. You get that free ebook you see right below me right now. Look, I'm even pointing to it. Look at that. That's so cool. I can't reach out of the frame though. But the secret to building your YouTube audience at videocreators.com is also a link to that in the description. Go sign up, get on the email list, and that's where you'll get more information about the next season when that happens. So thank you for hanging out, guys. Really appreciate you hanging out with us for these 12 weeks. It's been awesome, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.